to the Ascendant Lands. Last time we left off, you had managed to have one of you also die in the battle with Bulk and Bale. Have both characters been brought back with a kind questioning from Elder, and you've now brought yourself to the camp that Deszeldmiir had found Bale and co using. You managed to go through one tent successfully, and as you went into a second tent, it had a glyph of warding on it and exploded. And so this is what that red tent over there in the corner is. You made contact with Arg and Nathaniel, and they are on their way to you now. They should be with you soon. Nadia, Deszeldmiir, and Olva went off into the woods to punch some things. Talari and Krusk investigated the tent that you had gone into and did not explode. And Thoradin did some housework and chopped up some Arcanloth heads. So we return to this with you all out and about and as how you want to be. So Krusk and Talari had finished the investigation of the tent. Thoradin had finished the chopping off of heads of the Arcanloths. So we'll go to Nadia and Deszeldmiir in the woods, punching some things. How they wish.
I think they'd stopped punching things and started snuggling. Actually,
Yes, Nadia was carrying Desi back to
carrying
camp
Desi like a baby.
like a baby, and Desi was surprisingly enjoying herself.
Getting killed does wonders for like recognizing what you need.
Enjoying
Apparently.
human contact, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just probably like go back to where the camp is and find somewhere to sit. And if we're not interrupted for like 5-10 minutes or so, Nadia will probably fall asleep still cradling Desi.
Oh.
Shit. Do I wake her up? Fuck. What if she falls over?
Yeah, I just like found something to lean on. But like, you know when somebody is like asleep, like whatever, in a car and they're still like sat upright, they're not like flopped over. So yeah.
Desi's just trying to very delicately get out of Nadia's grasp without waking her up and without toppling the current balance over either.
Still being snuggled like this.
So we're just like, okay, we're just going to put that arm right down there and we're just going to try not to tip you over.
For fun, make an acrobatics check for you, please, just to see how.
Let's see if we get yoked. Oh my god, and that one, I'm not even joking.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
those
You
egg
never
those,
wake her up then.
those egg dice are not doing you favors. They really
They
aren't.
really aren't. Nah.
I think you should stop using them for Desi.
have
They
to
obviously
turn
hate
the-
her.
I mean, it was sent to you by the DM. I do wonder if something was done.
Matt, gross aspersions.
Uh,
Did you stand off the weighted die?
no, they were fine when I rolled in the bag.
They just want to cause problems for Desi.
The good DM dice, I'm sure.
Maybe wrong character.
Yeah.
So-
I don't think Desi is really an egg person.
No.
Probably not actually.
So, Deszeldmiir, you begin trying to like move like Nadia's arm slightly to try and like make it easier, and and then all of a sudden her arm slips and just like moves onto you more, and you're just there like, okay, I'm here now for a while.
Like you try and move her, and she's like, no.
Yeah, it's a proper like they just they take you on a further hug.
And I've
So it's
just
like-
I've gone from a position that's probably okay to sitting for like quite a while to now being like, this is the most stressed position I could possibly be in. Just having to hold it.
No. So Nadia will like move it's a bit more comfy for both of you. But it's just one of those ones where you start to get out, and it's just you just can't. It's just Nadia envelops you further.
Okay.
Apparently
I'm
awake enough to still to want to keep you there.
Like the idea of my arms being like higher than your arms, so
Yeah.
now I'm just like this. I'm just like, okay. Okay.
You were being like carried like that, so it's possible.
Mm.
It's fine. Nadia will wake up when something, actually wakes her up, probably with various numb bits from sitting in like a ship position with someone on top of her for a while.
Yeah. So you spend about another half an hour or so of waiting around, and if no one else wants to do anything in that half an hour, we can skip to.
Just quick question: did we
Yeah.
check any of the other tents? I know that obviously the red one, the one on fire, we got checked, and I know the one
bottom
down.
one.
This one got checked. Did we ever check the others?
I believe the plan was to wait until we had somebody who could check them for more fucking magic
Yes.
exploding
Right.
bullshit.
Waiting for
Got-
magic users with actual utility.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Rather than, all these people who have no spell slots anymore.
That is also very
Yeah.
true. Yes, good point.
Yeah, it was a wait, and it's a better not risk it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Better
Very
not
sure.
destroy more evidence. Yes.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yep.
I think yes. Yeah, I think that's the.
I think that was the
That's
plan.
Sounds about right.
Make it
Yeah,
right.
that makes sense.
It has been 2 whole weeks,
Yeah.
and
Let's
I
go with that.
didn't watch the session.
No,
That's
for a
fine.
week.
So
to be
after
fair,
that,
I struggle with yesterday. To be fair, my
Yeah, that's
memory
fair.
span is like that's it.
yeah,
Struggle with this morning.
yeah. So after about half an hour of waiting around, after you've all gotten back and just like waiting around the campfire, Arg, Nathaniel, and what seems to be 2 people from Nadia's tribe arrive. And I'll just put the token there so you can see the bigger token. Arg brushes himself down, and it's like, huh, that's actually pretty smooth. Well done, Nathaniel. Nathaniel's like, Nadia, you're there, and rushes over to you. And
Nadia wakes up literally
jolts you awake.
instantly. Yeah. You're probably not quite getting thrown off because she's going to wake up being called to by Nathaniel and assume Nathaniel is the person she's got her arms wrapped around, and then realise he isn't. Like,
Tap out his turn.
yeah, you will then swiftly be released so that they can spend the next 5 minutes hugging each other.
And
So we're so tight on the lips.
they do so. Nathaniel is very similar to Nadia, as you all may remember way back when you last saw Nathaniel in person. Apart from, of course, he hasn't got the scar down his face, but he is
Not that dedicated to matching.
no, but yes, he is a very close resemblance to Nadia. So Arg, while Nadia and Nathaniel are hugging it out, Arg will come in and says, "Wow, you've made a mess. I've heard."
Yeah. 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 Look, that tent below, we to the over there, we know that one's fine. That's okay. The burning ashes over there, obviously, bit too late now. So we figured maybe you could just double check things with the other tents before we go searching for more evidence.
Okay, cool. Oh, Arg. Arg is like pulls into like a pouch and brings out a city.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Krusk be like, you brought him. I thought you couldn't.
Chucks them over to Like as in like a playful chuck to Krusk. There you go. We had some time.
Oh, Krusk is just going to be like all over City. He's going to be like, City, everybody, I missed you. What you been up to? I'm sure Arg treated you well. I hope you're not too sad to come back.
We're not going to
We've been
be.
doing a lot of
We're not
stuff.
going to be spied on, are we?
No. It's fine.
I think that question was more for Arg.
Yes, yes.
Ark poking his head in the tents, just like,
Oh,
this one looks okay. Goes over to this one. Oh, you hear him cast a spell in this tent up here. And then he goes down to this one. And all looks clear. And he comes back. All clear now. There was just one tent that was booby trapped up there. But yeah, no, Surtey's been fine since I've been looking after him. So I think it's probably until your business is finally concluded, it's probably still too dangerous too risky to have City here or with you permanently. But I don't see why not to bring City along for now.
I suppose as long as
Yeah,
we
I
pay
mean,
attention to the eyes, we should be okay.
We're pretty much done here. You know, I think City can stay.
What if you blindfold
Krusk,
City?
you've got a few other things to do as well. You know.
No, nothing comes to mind really.
Pretty important task, you know. The whole reason we're here in the first place. Gal.
Just looks at you blankly.
Oh, Krusk. Right. You have to go to Gal. Oh, actually, you know what? This is a great time to bring it up. Hey, Arg, have you got or know the whereabouts of something perhaps worth a dragon egg? Just hypothetically speaking.
Or a dragon egg in itself, if you have one.
Oh boy. By now, anyway, are going up and round. Nathaniel and Nadia's hug is at least
They're going to be
enough to not-
attached to one another for a little while.
Yeah, it's enough so they're able to focus. They're able to still sit side by side, but around the campfire, but not necessarily need to be fully hugged, embraced necessarily. So all participation can continue. Nathaniel, the two basically tribes people that are with Nathaniel, they introduce themselves. The one introduces themselves as Amalia, the other one introduces themselves as Percy. They're both human, around 40-ish years old. Look like they've been around a few years and are just basically like standing like a respectable distance behind Nathaniel as like almost like bodyguards, but are fairly relaxed as of right now. You're all you're all crowded around the campfire, and asks something worth or the equivalent of a dragon egg. Now, why on earth would you be wanting something like that?
Well,
Talari goes to just peers at the cat's eyes, make sure we're okay.
Also want to
Cat's
put forward.
fully just with Krusk.
Okay. She just gives
Just
she just gives a nod to the group.
Just
Okay.
double checking quickly before we say anything. How impartial do you need to be? Is it okay for you to know some details? Obviously, we know you investigating stuff for us at the same time, kind of unofficially. So, do we need to keep anything back for you to be non-admissible in court? Like,
You can tell me facts.
facts is good.
Opinions, I will not entertain, but facts, I will happily consume and steer on if necessary.
Great, Nadia, take it away.
we need evidence. And we heard about some evidence the High Priest of Bane might have. So he needs to nick this evidence, but we are not subtle.
Naturally.
So we've paid some other bugger to nick the evidence for us. We're the distraction. That's what this is. This is a distraction. And that was the stated price.
Okay.
Those are the facts.
Okay.
It would have been 2 dragon eggs. But Bale is very, very dead.
Oh wow.
He's
Okay.
been turned to dust thanks to.
Your gift of that axe has been so useful.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Don't suppose there was a bounty on Bale that somebody might
How
want
are
to
you
pay
gonna
now?
prove we shanked him? He's dust. I
Yeah.
mean, I bet you somebody's got a bounty on him. though. Make a
Somebody's.
point.
I mean, you
Wouldn't
know, I
worry
bet
too
a
much
bounty like
about-
that would be pretty big.
Make a
Don't-
point.
Don't worry about the money, guys. Don't worry. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I was thinking,
I saw
might pay the
Thoradin
dragon
cutting
egg.
heads earlier. I'm pretty sure Thoradin's got it covered.
Oh, yeah, but that's the
Mm.
bounty on somebody else. That's not the bounty on Bale.
Yeah.
I was thinking it might pay us enough, instead of the dragon egg, because he said something equal worth, didn't he?
Oh shit! No, well,
Mm.
no,
It's gonna be a lot.
because it's only one dragon egg because he's dead, so he is worth precisely one. Oh no, because then we would have the money and we could then give it to somebody else. You make a good point.
Yeah.
Problem is, we have absolutely no proof that we killed Bale.
That we killed him.
Slight
permanently.
downside of the whole dusting.
The whole dust thing. On the upside, he's dead.
Yes. But
Good.
we do have a person that we believe to be Bane's champion. Which
He dead too.
he's dead as well, but we have the body, so there are various magics that can hopefully extract information out of him.
Okay. And where exactly are they in?
Points to the bag of Thoradin's
Oh, I
bag.
think they're in Thoradin's bag of holding.
Yes.
Just like jiggling it about.
There's already a few dead things
Yeah.
in there anyway, so we
Yeah, yeah.
figured it would be
Who's the bounty
Okay.
bags in there?
Okay. So first things first. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of any bounty on Bale.
Oh,
fine.
I
Surprised,
believe.
frankly.
Well, I believe it's been the.
Smart enough not to get caught.
Well, I believe it's been the contention of the High Priest of Bane that that they're as a consultant that they should be have some aspect of diplomatic immunity, shall we say?
Well, that kind of bullshit. Great.
But
So-
Bale has diplomatic immunity, is that?
Had
Um,
diplomatic immunity.
well,
Had.
We're not in trouble,
So-
are we?
I will not throw any aspersions at you. Any a component of the city of Bane? That's a different question entirely. But in the
Point.
pursuit of this matter, I believe I should be able to protect you somewhat, not entirely, but somewhat.
Let's
In my
be fair.
defense, he tried to kill me first.
Yeah, they did try to kill us.
Precisely.
We saw him kill one of his employees. So.
He asked for it loudly and with enthusiasm.
There are components of mitigation that I'm sure we can try to explain away, but that will only work to some extent. Rogue factions or factors outside of or unwilling to work alongside the rules, as certain peoples may quote Bane not wanting to follow. So be warned and beware.
So
So he might get
basic-
into trouble for
So
this.
so Bane can basically send his unofficial assassins after us.
Potentially. But
Oh,
for
great.
now, you should be fine, at least.
Fucking amazing.
I mean, how many champions of Bane could there really be? Let's be honest.
Don't.
Let's not open that kind of worm. So I'm not ready for
Yeah.
that yet.
Don't. You're not limited to just one. We know that for a fact.
Yes. Moving on. I unfortunately do not own a dragon egg. However, even if I did own a dragon egg, I would certainly not be willing to hand over to you to hand over to any unknown entities.
Yes, no, agreed. We all kind of agree at the point of we're not going to give them a dragon egg. We'd rather give
Okay,
them something
good,
worth the
good.
dragon egg.
Okay.
Well,
So,
at least most of us were in agreement. It was they were outvoted.
okay. So, as to the worth of a dragon egg, to my mind, a dragon egg is worth roughly somewhere in the realm of 30,000 to 60,000 gold.
Oof.
Now,
It's
it seems
quite a
that
wide
if you were to
margin.
go,
That's quite a large, you know.
yes,
Suppose
I
it depends
believe
on the
there's some
dragon.
component. Yeah,
30,000 and claim we only bought him a little dragon.
yes, I believe there's some component of rarity of the kind of dragon, I guess, and things. This is just a hypothetical figure, okay? Just as a to gain an understanding of what kind of equivalent worth you may be trying to target. If you were to go with any form of straight up money comparisons or money persuasions, I would recommend to stick to the higher end of that estimation. Obviously, I can't speak to whatever entity you are dealing with, but eh, the gold itself doesn't get them the dragon egg, and so you would need to sweeten the pot with the higher end of the money cost.
Yep, no, that makes sense.
Mm.
So I have discussed this with Nathaniel ever so slightly, and
You have a dragon egg?
no, no, Nathaniel goes, no, 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 it's not that. It's not that, unfortunately. Um,
Put it
uh,
past you.
I can continue. So I've managed to agree with the other priests, the other wizards in the city, to offer a bounty of 5,000 gold per teleportation circle confirmed to be destroyed and confirmed to be unlicensed. I've gone back and confirmed the two you, the JC, have destroyed and confirmed that they are also unlicensed. And with Nathaniel, we have also gone through and found 3 other teleportation circles. 2 we found together and 1 Nathaniel destroyed without me. So that comes up to a grand total of 5 teleportation circles that have been destroyed by the JC or members thereof. And so I can offer paying you all a bounty of 25,000 gold for destroying the circles.
Okay,
Pretty
so
good.
that's
A lot of money.
pretty good. We've got 35k to make up. Not horrible. I mean, not easy, but not horrible.
Don't have any jobs you want doing, do you, Ark?
Or
High
any
paying jobs.
special items of some kind that need retrieving, that or ones that you perhaps know about that could fetch a high price?
Yeah, we killed Bell. You know, we've got a good CV, so you know whatever you got, I'm sure we can handle.
I really don't think the dog needs our resume, Krusk.
I also really don't think we want to have another fight like that one again anytime soon.
No, I'm thinking more search and retrieve
Heck
rather
that.
than big old battle.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that I won't be offering you any specific bounty or any specific job, as it were, as that could risk the neutrality.
Conflict of interest. Yep, got it.
Precisely. The
No, I think it's
teleportation
already come
circle.
through quite well.
The teleportation circle component is actually has been quite fruitful as well. Actually, there's been 2 other teleportation circles I've managed to have reported destroyed after the bounty's been raised as well. So it's worked across more than just feeding yourselves funds. So it's been fruitful. So at least from that component, it's been beneficial to get that out there. In terms of who the person was, who the people were that made the teleportation circles, I'm hoping that we can dig a little bit in this camp, perhaps, to see if there's any Bale's followers that could have done so. So that's what I'll be keen to look at.
So, the
was a mage.
aforementioned dead body that we have,
Hmm.
this is
They weren't a mage, were they?
technically an opinion because we didn't have it verified, I don't think. Unless, question, it's been a while. Did Bulk still have the holy symbol on him when he was dead?
So
Or did
he,
it fizzle?
was basically to cast the level 9 spells. He was touching a medallion of sorts on his chest.
Yeah.
Nadia did look for that medallion, and it was not there on his person.
Okay, so we have possible Champion of Bane, who we believe is the person who did the teleportation circles, but we need to
They
further.
weren't a mage, were they?
I mean, they cast a bunch of spells at us.
They had capabilities.
They were using the amulet thingy to cast the spells. They were doing this whenever they were casting the spells.
But my question is, what other spells were accessible via that medallion?
You make a good point. I would have pinned it on the mage lady if we're pinning things, making teleportation spells on people who are following Bale around.
See,
Equally,
I
I
would
think
have thought it was these Arcanoloths, or one of. You come across a lot of
Yeah.
Arcanoloths, and they always seem to be hovering around the circles.
question: if you need to question a dead
Flaming
body,
mages.
do you need the head?
No. Well, not with Speak with Dead anyway. That doesn't require one.
Okay,
Because
Thoradin, you can keep the heads.
you bring the spirit down, you see.
Don't they need a mouth to talk to you with?
The spirit has a mouth.
Oh, it's yeah. Okay, that makes sense, I suppose.
Okay. So I guess my question, Og, is have you got anyone who's got a speciality in interrogating the dead?
Well,
School of Necromancy, perhaps?
so this person, if you suspect them being the champion of Bale and thus knowing of any and all dodgy dealings Bane may or may not have been up to for the past God knows how long. Gods know how long.
I think most of them don't. That's the problem.
So if you suspect them to being champion of Bane, then they will need to be actually thoroughly interrogated by another independent body, just to be certain, so they can be verified. That's probably the cleanest phrase.
I guess my question is, do we try to do that before we start going into, like, yo, government, Bane's being a dick, we need to take him to court? Or do we start that process when we have an official third-party body?
So you're asking if you want. So do you want to be the ones doing interrogation, or do you want to interrogate them first? I guess is your question.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
I
basically.
don't think
like,
we want to be the ones doing the interrogation. We're pants at interrogation.
Yeah, like we're not great.
But it's like, do we interrogate them now in order to prove Bane's up to something? Or do we wait until we've told everybody we think Bane's up to something and then interrogate them, I think was the question.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Like, do we interrogate them on the suspicion of them being up to something? Or as evidence that Bane is up to something?
So if you wish, you can hand over this person to me now. I will take them to a place where I won't tell you where they are, and they
So
will
we
be
can't
interrogated.
get in the
They'll be
way.
Exactly, they will be interrogated on suspicion of colluding with with Bane, and having knowledge of said dodgy dealings of Bane throughout whatever
you do
time.
if you do that, won't that be an accusation? Because if you're interrogating them because Bane's being dodgy, you've got to accuse Bane of being dodgy in order to interrogate them about it.
It's a grey area for now until we can levy all proper allegations against Bane. We need to gather as much information as possible.
Basically,
We
like
have
how
we
everything
have
we're
yes.
doing is the grey area right now because
You guys
technically,
are
We're
working
very
on the
grey.
assumption that Bane is dodgy, and so or at least have the suspicion or knowledge of Bane being dodgy, right? And so
Right.
you're building your own evidence against so. You have provided aspects of evidence that is or it could be enough, and so with further evidence gathered, we can have enough of a case to continue to build upon.
I guess really the main thing we need to know before accusations of Bane is this being the champion of Bane, and then could we, like when it comes to court time, just re-resurrect the bastard and interrogate him again in front of witnesses?
Well, I think the point of our taking them somewhere so somebody who isn't us can interrogate them is that they'll be like, tell us if you're being dodgy, and if they say yeah we totally were, then that's someone who isn't us whose job it is to like find these things out, and then that will be actual evidence, and then that will get told to everybody, and you don't need to bother resurrecting them in the courtroom.
No, that's a good point. That's a really
They,
good point.
as you can
Let's talk about a pain in the neck.
as you can imagine, that this individual will be resurrected so that they can have proper interrogation made upon them.
Why don't they just refuse the call?
They can, but then there's other aspects we can do to try and get around that. There's aspects of refusing. You could argue that refusing is almost an admission of guilt to an extent, or there's components to still try and facilitate talking with a dead person if they're not. Kellenvor as a neutral party should be able to facilitate finding their soul to speak to, for instance, if needed. If they refuse the call to come back, so there are
Refuse the call to come back, so we sent Kenneth more after you.
there are mechanisms in place that can be facilitated. Obviously, this is the easiest of them to try first. It's
Yeah,
one
fair
of the many lists of things you can imagine that the people have done. It's an old list, and things get added to it all the time, as you can imagine. It's a list we don't have to necessarily look up often.
I'm sure they've
Fair
done. I'm sure
enough.
they've done this kind of thing lots of times if it's their job to do so.
Yes, precisely. There's if you want to you can, if you wish, 100% keep the individual, and until you've got the entirety of what you believe is the case against Bane, and work to that angle. I know that there was, when we were discussing Tyr way back when, there was components of evidence that wasn't necessarily fully fledged, which did work against Tyr, unfortunately for some of us around here.
I
So
mean, if it works against Bane, I'm all for it.
so if you wish to be sure you've got all your evidence together before you hand anything over, then for sure that is up to you. That's your prerogative. If you want to hand them over now, then essentially and you're starting the aspects of the case without you going forward, then that is also 100% okay. I, as the neutral party, will facilitate whatever means you want to facilitate.
My belief here is that we just hand Bulk over, because at best case scenario, he provides all the evidence that we even need. We don't have to go to our other person for their evidence. He might be able to do it all himself. Honestly, if we kept him, there's probably not a lot we could do. He's already hostile towards us. Even if I did use Speak with Dead on him or resurrect him,
He'd
he's
probably
not.
just tell you to fuck off.
Basically, he has no reason to listen to us or do anything that we ask him to do. Whereas as a neutral party, at least they've got a more of a chance, especially if they specialise in that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, name's Bulk. So quite possibly the owner of those boxes you found.
Ah, yes.
Ah.
Yes. He's a warforged
be.
as well. Don't know if that makes much of a difference, since he's not not technically organic. But
Shouldn't make much difference in terms of the mechanisms at
Spells
play here.
still work, don't they?
and certain spells don't work on constructs. Depends on what it is.
True.
But yes, again, I'm sure they are well versed. They'll manage. They can just get an engineer in, I guess, instead.
Most of the mechanisms at play here are workable regardless of the lineage of the individual, for sure.
And yes, while they are doing said interrogation, we can work on the basis that we still need to acquire that evidence until told that we don't need to. Worst case scenario, if they do get all the information out of him and we just got on all this money, well, we can just keep the money, I guess.
Thoradin, Krusk, what'd you say? Hand over the Warforged now, or hold on to him?
Gus like kind of pops up from playing with Sissy, and he's like, "I trust Arg with my life."
Already answered to the question, but okay.
Yes, I think that's
Ark's
a
giving
yes.
us a... Yeah.
Thoradin, how about you?
I trust Arg. I say we leave it to the experts. And if this is a shortcut and saves us some time and effort,
Yeah.
then
And if he
so
does
be it.
want, if he does want witness protection, we can't offer it. So let's leave him
It's
with the
actually a
authorities.
really good point. We can't really offer him anything. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a really good point based on whoever he goes to.
Okay. So before you hand anything over, as soon as you do, I'll need to leave. So let's take a quick look around here to see if there's any further evidence that's obviously able to be gathered before
Just
I.
out of curiosity, Arg, I don't know if you've got some like weird timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly kind of magic, but could you just like reverse what happened on the ashy tent? Because I have a feeling it was really important, and I feel like a bit of a fucking dumbass for just running in, kind of looking, not really thinking that hey, they may have magical things in place.
Unfortunately, that's not really my kind of game.
Okay, okay. Fuck.
But you never know. There may still be something in the ash, for all we know.
But-
So,
Not everything can combust and burn. Yes.
I have a feeling all the important stuff would, otherwise it would be a glyph of.
Would defeat the point of
Acid.
the trap. To be fair, yes.
yeah. So, do you all wish to just poke around the tents together, and just see what is found?
Yeah, I'll follow Arg around.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Team searching.
yeah, all group, field trip. So you go down to the bottom tent. This tent seems to be owner of Parvu, is what Arg is able to glimpse from the text in Giant. Parvu seems to be a warlock of some kind, and there's essentially quite a long contract. It seems that Arg skips through a lot of it. That is written in Giant to a Zariel to serve Zariel's needs. Zariel is a demon prince of some kind, which is interesting. And there's lots of artistry around, there's also lots of descriptions of different people, and then obviously the equivalent artist's impressions done by Parvu. which then needs to be the basis of some kind of polymorph component. So you have lots of descriptions of this person has a crooked nose and like very detailed to the aspect of like what color their eyes are to try and get as accurate an image as they can to assist someone's casting of polymorph.
Don't suppose. I mean, assuming we can all see this, do we recognise any of the faces that he's flicking through?
So you got Matthias's face is probably the most obvious one in there. The rest of the faces are just generic.
Okay.
It's probably the easiest way to say it.
That's fine.
There's no one you obviously recognise. There's a myriad of lineages there. So there's dwarves, elves, tieflings. There's a wide variety of people. There's bulks, pictures there as well. A wide variety of different peoples to try and facilitate whatever shape shifting seems to be required.
Fair enough. Just in case, you know.
Yeah. As you go around to this tent back here, this tent is smelly as fuck. It is essentially you go in and it stinks like shit and blood and bones, and it literally is just a big pile of bones of a myriad of people, and it looks to be like it could have been in Alfeshti's tent most likely.
Oh, yeah.
Grim.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's very grim.
That's-
As you can imagine. This tent up here, it seems to be where, like, almost like a changing room is probably the easiest way to describe it. This seems to be where a lot of the Akanaloths were basically utilizing being able to polymorph. So there's essentially like a chest of different robes, some of which look like they could have some of them are like priest robes, some of which like Matthias, like you can imagine like Matthias, like they've tried to like style Matthias in a certain way, to make the most effect against you all. So there's a myriad of different robes in there. There's different there's notes on the individual, like what their voice was like, what their like if they had a certain accent, or if they inflected in certain notes and words of some kind. There's probably you could probably guess it up as about 50 gold's worth of clothes in some way, shape, or form in that chest of just the amount of different variety in there. Just a big chest of clothes. There's like a mirror there as well, to try and facilitate the styling.
Put a
The
lot of
tent,
effort into this, didn't they?
the tent up here seems to be Bulk's tent, and it was trapped. So Arg did remove the trap that was on the tent here. Similarly, was meant to be what seems to be a glyph of warding. Inside Bulk's tent is not a lot, really. There's a place for their weapons. There's lots of like weapon care equipment. There's a lot of person care or warforged care equipment. So a very myriad of oils and such. There's lots of notes on battles Bulk has fought in over the years, and they span a long time, well over 20,000 years of time. Bulk has been around what seems to be a long, long time. There's some some scraps of wool that seem to have notes on around like what clothes Bulk used to wear, and it seems Bulk had a fascination with wanting to eat and wanting to look like they ate in lots of ways. So there's lots of like chewed food to an extent, lots of prepared food, which is a fairly common quirk with Warforged that you might have noticed. And as you come round to the burnt tent in here, this seems to be Bale's tent. That is very destroyed. However, there's picking through the dust on the ash. There is a very small lockbox that seems to have survived. Arg does a detect magic on it, and it does not seem to have any kind of magical trap or is magic in any magical nature, and so he hands it over to whoever wants to take it in the party and says, "Well, it's looks to be the only thing left here."
Wow. That's certainly going to be potentially helpful.
Who's good with
Can we get it
locks?
open? Yeah, without wrecking it.
Uh,
How's it locked, Matt?
It seems that there might be a mechanism, or there might be like a key that could be used to try and get it open. Like if you want to like investigate it, you can take a deeper look into what kind of like the best mechanism is.
Don't know who's got it.
Well, at the moment, Arg's handing it out. Whoever wants to take it can take it to investigate if they wish to.
Yeah, I'll have a look at it. Nadia's gonna say, if this thing needs a key, we're well fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, there are spells that can unlock things like
Well, that's
this.
true. Yeah.
One of them's called Knock.
Have any of us got a spell that can unlock stuff? She's
I-
gonna like gently inspect it.
Sure. Give me an investigation check for me, please.
Okay.
Is there a keyhole, Matt?
Okay, that's one of the things I'm investigating, I guess.
Okay.
My investigation in this.
Locks been
Ah,
moved.
hell! That is not a natural 20, just a 20.
Nice. So
I rolled really well.
sweet. So holding it and like you basically look at each of the sides of it, and it's like, well, what's going on here? You manage to like push on one of the sides, and it does like leverage up to be like a small like keyhole that like you could probably like try and like jimmy something in. It doesn't seem to be complicated, at least.
Here, Thoradin, do you know how to pick locks?
Well,
I've got
Can I take up-
butterfingers.
can I
so
take
no.
out my mystery key, Matt? Which I got all those.
Oh,
This is
no.
good.
Oh,
Yes.
so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
That is so
Yes.
good.
Please let the gods do this. Please.
It's such a low chance, but you never know.
What's it? Isn't it 1 in 20? It's 1 in 20, isn't it?
You got to roll a
5% chance.
5.
Oh, 1 in 5. 1 in. Oh my goodness.
Was it? It's a 90. You got to roll a 5 or 95. I can't.
I don't
it's a
mind.
one-
Yeah, we can.
I can't remember which way around it is.
It doesn't
DM
really matter.
discretion on which way around it is, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it's a
just
5. Oh yeah, 5%.
Is it
5%
only
chance.
a 5% chance?
Yeah.
5%
Oh,
chance.
come on, if this works, it will be the best thing.
So what are we saying before I roll it? 95 or 5?
Matt, it's up to
Well,
you.
well, whichever. I'll give you a 10% chance, and it can either be 1 to 5 or 95 to 100.
Okay, awesome.
Watch him roll a 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, no. That's anticlimactic. The
Oh.
mystery key
Ah.
doesn't fit.
The key's not destroyed, right?
No.
No, only if I
It
use
just
it.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll.
I've got one. I can try.
Wow.
I can try my
Yes,
key.
Larry. Yes.
Wait, do you actually have one?
I have got a key. I have got a mystery key.
Yeah.
For the
There
love
was
It ca-
literally a bucket that you bought it from.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It was like a packaged thing. But I got
The
it.
thing is, this is like the first locked thing we've come across since getting
Yeah.
the mystery key.
Literally. All right, let me get my. Where is it? D100. The percentile.
It's pretty hilarious.
10. Here we go. So either side, yeah.
Yeah, either side.
Yeah.
No, 17. Sorry.
Not
That's-
too far.
That's
good
yeah,
effort.
Not bad. Good
Good
effort.
effort.
Okay, so
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine? That'd
It
It
be
would
that
have
would
been
be
really cool
perfect.
if it had worked.
That'd have been perfect.
It's a shame it didn't work.
Okay, there'll be other locked doors.
yeah. So, as you try and like poke and prod at it with your keys,
Oh, dude, that doesn't fit.
Nathaniel comes along and says, "Well, let's. I've
You have a spell for picking locks now?
well, it's
Dude, if you blow this up.
I'll try.
Should we
You're
like?
trying
if
to
you-
blow anything up yet, and still.
Look,
Should we get back?
no, it's that's a very rarely.
I've
ever
already
happens to
been
me.
in one explosion today. I don't need to be in two.
No, I've got over the last few months, I've gotten a much better handle on
Or whether you
Um,
explode.
on mishaps. I swear, it's let's give it a go and see.
Yeah, you
at
give
least.
it a
I mean,
shot. If I blow up, I'm not so bothered. If it blows up, we could have problems.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And he just like takes his like knuckle and like actually like physically knocks on it, and you hear like a loud like knock sounds goes across. I think I can't remember how loud it is.
It is
It's
quite
fairly
loud
loud.
if it's the knock spell.
It
Yeah,
is,
he
yes,
basically
it's very
he
loud.
casts the knock spell. It's quite loud.
Oh, ow.
300 feet away, loud or not. So it's like a
That's pretty
loud,
fucking
loud,
loud,
not-
yeah.
That is loud.
How much
Uh,
breath you could have wanted us.
Sorry, but it does pop open. And
Oh, amazing.
inside, Nadia, you can see that there are 50 platinum pieces and a small note to which reads in common, to the victor the spoils. As you
But
pull
so
open the note, there's a
better not
small
s-
key. Very,
This-
very small key.
this better not say I'm going to explode now.
No, so it says to the victor the spoils. And so you have the 50 platinum pieces, which is 500 gold
Yeah.
equivalent. And then the small key.
Does the key fit the box?
No.
What the hell
How
is this
small
for?
is the key? Like a door
It's-
key?
No, so it's like it looks, so to our real world, it looks like a very old fashioned like lock, like handcuff keys.
Right.
It's that small. It's basically like it's meant
Yeah,
it looks
like
like it fits a very, very simple lock. But Mark takes a quick look at it and says, huh, there's a little bit of magic in there.
What kind of magic?
Whatever must be whatever is attuned to that whatever lock that key is attuned to, only the lock will only open to that key, I believe.
Do you think there's a lock on bulk somewhere? He is mechanical. He can have compartments.
I mean,
Where better to hide
that's-
something than in the Champion of Bane?
it's a little fucked up, right? Because
I mean, this is Bane with. This is Bane. This is Bane with.
basket.
Well, this is Bane we're talking about. I wouldn't
Yeah,
put it
but there's
past
a
him.
lot of eggs in one basket.
It's really fucked up. It's so fucked up it might actually be true.
I mean, there's no harm in looking, right? It's not like
There
he's
is
got any
every
delicate.
harm in looking. I
mean-
don't think I'll
I
ever
mean,
recover if I have to do that.
If you feel uneasy about it, I granted it's not an organic body, but I am used to checking bodies over every nook and cranny. But
Before we get to that,
Search for a goddamn keyhole.
There's gonna be a lot of
Nadia,
holes.
Hey,
do
you
you
we never know.
feel holding the key, Nadia? Do you feel like you need to sit with it a while or anything like that? Do you feel like
You attuned to this thing? I'm not attuning to a random ass key given to me by Bale. I'm just saying that sounds like a
Nope.
really good way to get cursed.
I'm just checking?
Even if I can, I ain't doing it.
No, I don't.
Can you
really
attune to
think
this
you
thing?
must shit.
Looking at the various mages in attendance. Yeah, do you
Varys
just have to
shrugs
try
and-
and find out?
I mean, there is a spell, but I don't have that
Hey,
spell.
Nathaniel, you've been like super helpful so far, and like really, really good at your spell choices.
So,
If you get him cursed, I will shank you.
No,
But he
no,
could-
no, no.
if he
What I'm
uses like
suggesting
legend
is,
lore, then if he has that spell, then
Oh,
do you
yeah,
have
yeah.
something that can tell you about things?
Bear with my brain for a second. Let's see if I can rack.
do we
Well,
know?
take
We
the
don't
time.
know what class or if he even has one.
We-
He just knows random spells.
Oh, no, he's a
He's very
he's a
obviously a
sorcerer.
wild magic sorcerer.
Oh, is he? Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very
Search
obviously
your
a wild
memory
magic
banks. Take your time. Go to your mind palace. Whatever it takes.
I mean, if you do, amazing. If you don't, I'm not attuning to this in the off chance that it curses me, because that sounds like a really dumb idea.
Yes, I wouldn't advise it. Certainly not.
Nadia, can I just see the key?
Holds it out to you.
Takes it.
You can absolutely have it.
Can I just?
You can't
You know-
halfway attune to something.
No, but you know what we do when we unlock the house. We just pick a point in the air and do that. Can I just do that somewhere randomly midair? Just
Oh, shit, yeah.
What, you're trying to Kingdom Hearts
nothing.
this and just point a key into a random
Yeah,
space?
I was
Yeah.
thinking that.
Yeah, can I do that? Just to see?
Oh no, that doesn't work.
Oh, can't Kingdom Hearts it, sorry.
I love.
Good,
I love
good
the
idea.
imagination. I love the
Good
imagination.
idea, but no dice.
Nathaniel,
Just checking if it's an interdimensional chest or something.
It's worth it was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was.
I like the idea. But no. So Nathaniel's like, well, I could probably do identify maybe on it. Do you think you can do it faster than I can?
Well.
I'm saying, well, maybe.
Nice.
We got time.
Nice.
No rush.
Yeah, so I'll do it. I don't care too much about curses if there are any. They'll slip off me like a duck to water.
How many times you been cursed? Far too many.
I'll remove more than I can count. That's for sure.
I do have the remove curse spell, by the way.
Do you have enough go to remove
yeah,
the curse
oh, yeah.
after that fight?
Yeah. I do. I've got some energy left. I don't know how, but I have slots. But yeah,
You got some go.
apparently I'm surprised. I've got more
Got
slots than I
some
remember.
go.
But yeah.
Love that phrase. It's amazing. So Arg will spend the minute. He won't do 11 minutes. We'll do the minute to cast Identify on the key. After a minute, he basically looks up and goes, "Well, this seems to point to point to a lock that is currently in Bane City."
Oh
Hunting Bane City for a lock is going to be almost as bad as hunting all over a dead body for a lock. If you put it on a string and dangle it, does it like stretch in the right direction?
No, but it,
Oh, is it like a magic pointing?
yeah. I've got a rough idea it might be, but it's yeah.
So
If
there's
we
a
have to-
random ass
do
lock
you
in
have to be
Bane City.
magical to figure out where it's wanting to go?
No, if
We
you
now have the key.
if you spend enough time with it, you'll get an idea. Not to attune to it, but to get an idea of where its home should be.
Last time I spent time with a magical item and it started talking to me, I found a whole ass death god.
I've got some experience with that, I suppose. So
Yeah, you found the death god too.
Yeah,
Yes.
last time I had
Well, you
something
passed the-
speaking to
yeah.
me, I also ended up collecting souls. Right. Anyway,
I never collected any souls. Who have you been collecting souls for? Was this
this
when
was
you were
way
evil?
back when.
Yeah.
I mean, if none of you
Back
are willing to
bad
do it,
together.
I'm happy to take the key and, sense it out, I guess.
I don't know why, Talari, but I don't feel comforted by that fact based on what you just said.
Which one?
The whole you also were listening to an object and
Well,
was
we
supposed
Well, it was a
you know what
Merkel.
the object
Merkel.
was?
It was
It's
Merkel.
Merkel
It was Merkel.
medallion.
Oh yeah.
You
No, that's
hang
fine.
around with that for a couple of days, and
Yeah.
Merkel started going, "Let me out for fuck's
Exactly.
sake!
I
I've
got-
been here for 2,000 years."
I got some useful information out of that, so it
Can't
was.
blame him,
that's
really.
very true. By the way, you know how we just found out that Bulk is like 20,000 years old? Does that mean he was there at the Holy War?
Oh, maybe.
The tracks.
So,
But he's
Fuck.
seen some stuff then.
oh, not just seen some stuff. What if he was involved in some stuff? We've only recently found out that Merkel was, bound by 3 gods. What other shit went on?
Yeah, but I know, can see where you're going, but I want to point something out. If Bulk spent all that time as like a ground level warrior, they probably didn't have a fucking clue what was going on the other side of the world.
But what if he was spending his time as Bane's champion? What if his championship started in that holy war? 20,000 years.
It's a long ass time to be serving a god like Bane.
Only
Well,
war was
that's
about 5,000 years ago. Roughly.
Sorry, that's 5,000 years.
So roughly yesterday for them, really. I mean, that again, the interrogators can do all of that. It's not for us to.
Yeah, no, true. It's just mental to think about.
I mean, yes, it's quite a long time. Certainly puts elves to
Um,
shame.
Arg hands the key out to whoever wants to take it. Have in mind, if you don't want to go to Bane City, perhaps the key might lead to a place that has equivalent worth, considering it's tied to
I'd be
Bale of some kind.
one hell of a convincing job, but yeah.
Mm.
It's not the worst idea though.
I was
Yeah,
wondering about that because we're not going to go to Bane City, so
I don't know.
Someone-
I think we
someone-
can have some fun. Sneak through Bane City looking for
I
luck.
mean,
yeah, because we're the sneakiest people in the world, you know.
I mean,
I don't think anyone would notice. It'd be fine.
less
Oh
to
yeah.
that respect, but we've just destroyed Bale. The
Uh-huh.
only other powerful being that really we have to be afraid of in that city is the priest. And under current law, we should be
Desi.
able to visit without being attacked.
Desi.
Yeah.
I am not going to wager any sum of money on the chance that Bane doesn't have a fucking dozen of the bastards hanging around. 'Cause if I
Also,
were Bane, it's the kind of thing I would do. You
Yeah.
never just have one.
you have to remember, considering what Arg just said, that Bale potentially had diplomatic immunity, they could.
They can
Just arrest us on the
absolutely
spot.
fuck us up for it.
Yeah, no, good point, good point. I forgot about the diplomatic immunity.
No one knows that we killed him, do they? Or do
Yeah,
they?
no one knows.
Oh,
There was no
not
spy.
I wouldn't
If
I
they
imagine
haven't got their
Bane
ways
does.
of finding out, I will be vastly surprised. We never did
Well-
figure out who was bloody well watching us.
I very much imagine that Bane, if not already, probably within
Yeah.
the next 12 hours is going to be like, hey,
Yeah.
Bale, how's
Well,
it going?
Bale-
Why aren't you answering? Bale?
Yeah. Well,
Hello. Yeah, either that or Bane, like a couple of hours ago, went fuck. What the heck just happened to my champion?
but
That
didn't
And
too.
Bulk went, well, the JC fucking shanked me. What a bunch of bastards.
When you say someone was watching us, do you mean that person who was scrying on us way back?
Yeah, ages
Yeah.
ago. We
Mm.
never
And-
worked out who that was.
And
No.
and quickly, I'm going to just stare at Sooty's eyes, and also through Sooty's eyes.
I'm just like slide in front of him.
Just
Cover
checking.
his-
Just checking.
He's
Just
still got the
checking.
collar on, so
Yeah,
he's
he's
probably
fine.
safe from being possessed.
But didn't
Just want to
didn't Bale know that we were there? So if he knows, then I'm sure other people were aware.
Yeah,
that
he
is true.
worked it
Did
out.
we figure out how he knew we were there? Because I was surprised. Yeah, we got a snitch.
But I said if
Well,
you're holding it.
he knew someone was. He knew someone was laying an ambush because Desi went and scared those thorn devils off, or whatever
Yeah,
the
no,
bloody
he
hell they were
already
called.
knew we were there based on me scaring off the.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
That's
what I'm
true.
saying.
Then
He sent the
Destiny.
devils up
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see what was
yeah.
what. If they'd come back healed or fucking vaporized or whatever, if they hadn't come back, he probably would have assumed that somebody was like, it was an ambush.
Yeah,
I feel
if-
like he
true.
knew it was us specifically, or did
Yeah.
I got that impression that he
That's the
knew it was
impression
us
I got,
specifically.
yeah.
But yeah.
He
He
knew it was us because I was the one spotted.
Yeah.
But what's
They were
what's
like, hey,
yeah,
it's
I
this
suppose.
this drow with this, that, and the other, and they went, oh, that sounds like Desi.
I was gonna say, yeah, because they wouldn't know. Some lonely little horned devils or bearded devils weren't gonna know Desi, but yeah,
No,
pretty
no.
can't be
it's-
too many
I don't know,
drows
we-
running
we-
running around.
We've killed a lot of evil creatures now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty certain that we're famous to Bane because Bane keeps showing up and like twirling his
Wonderful.
goatee at us.
Oh, yeah, he did
That's
appear to
true.
all of us.
He did,
He
yeah.
That's
keeps
true.
turning up and being like, ha 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 ha, I'm totally evil and I'm totally gonna win and I'm totally full of bullshit.
That sounds about right. Yes,
That's pretty much what his last speech consisted of.
yes.
So.
So he knows who we are. So his like main players probably know who we are, even though he's like, I am looking down on you because you're up to absolutely nothing. I think he's full of shit.
Let's go under the assumption that already Bane knows we just killed Bale and is probably already putting plans in place
Bulk.
and Bulk and probably putting plans in place to
Fuck us up.
triply protect whatever perhaps this lockbox or this key goes to, and
Well,
or
it depends how
something else.
important it is to him. If it's just like, I don't know, Bale's personal effects, to the victor go the spoils.
I
Or
mean-
maybe it'll just explode when we get there.
But it could be enticing. But
Because-
then the question is it enticing enough to our
To go hunting all up and down Bane
well,
City for a fucking
no,
lot?
not for
No.
us to do it, but
Uh,
our
For
person
flipping what's his face?
for our
No.
evidence.
I don't know.
I mean, to Victor
How
goes to
persuasive are we
spoils,
feeling?
That's a good idea. I feel pretty persuasive at the moment.
and Thoradin and him are good mates potentially.
Yeah.
I feel
What,
that I
a
feel.
key
I've
instead
never
of
been
an
I
very
think I feel
persuasive, but-
Thoradin, has enough sway with Gel and his sorts to be like, we found a key held by Bale in a locked box in his camp. That said, to Victor goes to spoils that had 50 or whatever it was.
500 gold,
Five-
well,
you know,
50 platinum, really.
50
The
platinum in
lockbox-
it.
Yeah, we
You don't
say
see
the
a platinum
lockbox had
coin very
50
often, do
platinum.
you?
Yeah, exactly. The lockbox had 50 platinum. What the hell are the
What's the
spoils?
spoils?
Yeah, that's true. Also, he can't have many big people left off, like on the level of Bale and the.
Hmm.
Sorry, no, but yeah, Bale
Well,
and the champion.
We've gotten rid of Bale, right? He's been turned to
Yeah.
dust. No one's going to go after the spoils apart from, I guess, Gel. Well, the
Yeah, that's what I mean.
benefactor.
Yeah, I think good opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, so here's
Also,
a
they're
better
better at
question.
sneaking than we are.
How
Yeah.
fast can we get back to Gel to tell him
We just
before?
circle it, don't we? We just circle back to where were we?
What city was it that you want to go to? Oh, I mean, we can go in the morning. I just need to sleep.
Yeah.
Well,
You're in the.
well,
You
Helm-
also. All the horses also in the port of Eldath.
Yeah, we need to go back to the port of Eldath because that's where we left the goddamn horse.
Oh yeah, and then head
I'm
back.
not teleporting out without the horse.
Yeah. So we get the horse, teleport. Get the
But
horse.
do we think
teleport,
the port
and
of
then we
Eldath
can-
might have a blower? Because that's essentially how we were contacting.
I mean, I
Yeah.
never even knew these things had. I mean, I suppose Thoradin's the best person to know if he's got contacts
Thoradin?
there.
Do you think the port of Eldath would have a blower?
The port of Eldath have like a thieves, whatever.
I mean, if
Don't
we
think-
Well,
want,
we need
we
an
could
inside
like
man, right?
Thoradin and I could teleport, and then we'll wait for you guys to get the horses. And oh no, because I need. No, I can come get you.
Why don't we just all teleport there and then all teleport back to the horse? Because once we've got our
That's true, actually.
information from
Yeah.
Gel, we can just fuck off.
Wait, where is the port of Eldath again?
In the middle.
Dude,
Yeah, it's like the closest
there's
thing to
Nadia
us.
of a 3-day walk.
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
Did you get a circle for
Uh,
Eldath?
can we
Yes,
say I got?
you did. Yeah.
I think you did. I genuinely think you did, actually.
Maybe I just forgot to add it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think I did. I think I was waiting because technically I had to go in the morning or something, so I didn't write it down. But that's fine.
Yeah, I
I'm
genuinely
happy-
do.
I think it was. I was happy enough for you just to have been assumed.
Okay,
I'd like
awesome.
to put forward something else as well. One possible
Mm.
option. We could meet Gel in Skerrit Keep. It's between both of our locations.
Scary keep.
But we need to physically get the evidence off Gel, so
Yeah. Also, I can add another teleport circle to my collection then.
Where are
we
we?
just need to wait to
Yeah.
contact Gel. Do we know Gel well enough to be able to
Scary.
wait? How the fuck do we send people messages? We don't do it unless we've got some.
We need the blower.
How do
Need
we
to
send
find
people
more.
messages? People keep giving us sending stones. That's how we send people messages.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yes, we
I
need
was
to
about
get
to
the.
say,
we
none
need
of us actually have that spell.
Thoradin will know.
No.
One thing you can be assured of is Thoradin will know a guy.
Yeah,
Thoradin
that's what I
will
was saying. We know
probably
a
know
guy.
a
and get
guy.
message.
So maybe we go to Skerrit Keep, contact Gel, tell him to meet us there,
Well,
hand switching of goods. Because
Well,
we can also check on the phone if he would
Yeah.
want this key.
well, if we go to Port of Eldath and then contact him, we'd end up getting there at the same time, rather than getting to Skerrit Keep and then waiting for 5 days for him to turn up.
Yeah, I know, but we don't know what's in Skerrit Keep, and also we've got to go all the way back to Port
No,
of
I
Eldath.
can-
so we
I
could
can teleport
continue
us
this
to the-
journey on.
Well, if we teleport
Oh,
to Port,
yeah.
we teleport for the Port of Eldath, get the horse, and then while we're in Port of Eldath,
Oh,
contact Gel,
right. We can teleport to Eldath. Yeah, no,
and
you're
then
right.
and
you're
then
right.
and then we can from the Port of Eldath get the horse and get to Skerrit's Keep. But because we've contacted him in the port, he'll be on his way while we're on our way, and we'll save time.
No, that is a good point.
But I need to sleep.
Skerrit.
Yes,
Skerrit.
yes.
Who is Skerrit? Is Skerrit an evil god?
I have no idea.
No. Scare is neutral.
What? Scare it?
Scare is the god of centaurs and satyrs.
Ooh,
Oh, that one. Yeah, I vaguely remember the name, but couldn't remember a damn thing about them.
very foresty.
Interesting.
Might be
Yeah.
a nice place to visit.
Yeah. I mean,
will be
there is a forest of
unusual
Skerrit.
for only having 2 legs.
So-
Yeah.
Forest of Spirit. Also, if they've got any high-paying jobs going, we can check it out. We still need the
I
money,
mean,
right?
it's not a terrible idea that we also look for some jobs along the way if on the port of Eldath.
Hey, perfect thing.
Else this
Merchants
was-
going to Skerrit Keep, and then we can just tag along with them.
Also not a terrible idea.
So, after all this discussion, Ark stands up. Well, I believe we need to do some transactions between us all. Reaches into his bag and pulls out a little small contract that is basically his stamp of approval for you to receive 25,000 gold. It's written to the JC, and Nathaniel also nods his approval because technically he earned
About to say
15,000
most
of
of it's his.
Yeah, Nathaniel's like,
Thank you,
it
Nathaniel.
serves the greater good. If you are to split it, all my shares goes to Nadia. If any splits were to occur,
I really think we should just have one pot of money at this point. This is the splitting is getting on my nerves.
I can look after that.
Isn't Thoradin our one pot of money at the moment?
Yeah,
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Bank of the JC right here. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
Paladin's been.
Right,
He's never
right.
robbed us or anything.
We
can
call
trust
it
him for
good
that.
Do
Yeah,
you
sure.
know that, Crusk?
I'm very careful with
You
the
wouldn't
gold.
do that, would you, Paladin?
No, I'm very careful.
Oh, he said he
Actually,
Very
to be
careful.
entirely honest, Thoradin would make an excellent treasurer for our little company because, frankly, he would not want to spend a penny.
That's true. He is the kind of man you'd want in charge of the finances.
Yeah.
I'm at this point. I think I'm happy for Thoradin to take that money.
Also, we pretty much put. I mean, we're all going to put all the money towards dragon egg type
Yeah.
thing, right? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Thoradin's
yeah.
most likely going to be the person to do that transaction anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Ark hands the key to Thoradin as well. Thoradin, you have the key of
The key.
the Bale's
Yeah.
Bale's, call it Bale's spoils.
Bale's mystery key.
Mm.
The key of
Uh,
spoils.
Bale's mystery key of spoils.
Maybe there's dragon egg in there.
You know?
Who
Can you imagine?
Are they? If there is,
Yeah.
So unknown. I've not even decided what it is yet.
I mean, I wouldn't even feel bad then because it's Bale. It's probably an evil dragon, if Bale's got it. So.
So anyway, Ark. And then you'll hand over Bulk's body to Ark. Ark will also reluctantly also put them in his bag of holding. He's like,
Nice.
so you've got blood on him already. Oh,
we
what?
just put the bags of
Yeah,
holdings really close together and just.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you
Minimum
risk
of
getting
Oh,
a
yeah,
dozen
Just be,
severed Arcanal off heads. I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
No, you don't want to intersect 2 bags of holding either.
No,
Oh
exactly.
God, yeah.
Yeah,
you
bad,
really
bad things
don't.
happen. Yeah.
Really bad things happen.
Can I just
Yeah.
ask Arg an unrelated question before he goes?
Sure.
I was going to Arg, just thinking ahead of all this business and the future of the JC and stuff. In that the middle section where it's the 2 big orange walls and the old capital is and stuff.
The Kellenbor's wastes. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Lost
so
Boys.
that's just out of character. That's just walled off, right? It's like Game of Thrones. Nobody goes there.
Nobody goes
Yeah,
there.
'cause it's just the
Inside
walls
is
all inside.
hordes,
Eyebrows undead.
hordes of undead. Yeah.
Okay. So
Bad
I'm
news
just gonna-
bears for a lot of people.
I'll just say to Arg, are there any kind of expeditions or anything that go there, or is it completely sealed
Often.
off? Often.
People
Okay.
often go in there. There used to be a caravan that basically the horses were trained to run for days and days on end.
Wow.
To basically to run and stop at Blibdulpool port.
Can't do that anymore because there was a
exactly.
tidal wave.
Yeah, now Blibdulpool port it doesn't exist anymore. There's no more caravans. So that used to be the fastest way from one side of the water to the other, but now obviously
Oh, that died, right?
Wait, did Thoradin destroy that entire
sure,
trade
sure,
route?
no,
Really
I don't
good
even think
concept.
I don't know what you
Oregon?
mean by a tidal wave. I've never
Oh.
seen a tidal wave in my life.
Probably
never seen a
technically
tidal wave.
probably true to be fair.
What even is a tidal wave?
Trying on a little too thick there.
But effectively, yes, people do go in, try to little by little try to set those still trapped to rest.
Yep.
There's a lot of people there. It's where basically the big aspect of the Holy War was fought. So
Being cursed
yeah,
as fuck.
it's bad. It's bad news bears for a lot of people. And yeah, it's how Deszeldmir's father was killed by undead who managed to get through a component of the wall near Saphraspot. So like it's a dangerous place, and that's partly what they want when bringing Merkel to full power. People are hoping that Merkel will be benevolent enough to actually like wipe out a lot of the undead that are there, to basically collect souls that have been
Do their
permeating.
job properly.
That's what a lot of people are hoping to do. Merkel, it's unknown as what as there's a lot of people wanting. You can imagine their version of Merkel to win. So the person they suggest for the tendency to win, so that they'll go in with the knowledge that okay, I've got a job to do first. If it's the original Merkel that wins, who knows what they're gonna want?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then who knows for current Merkel as well, right?
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Good info. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that Kellenvor's waste. It's the bad news bears. But yeah, people do go in. People do go in. They like because as you can imagine, lots of treasures that are there from the old capital.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things in there that
Well,
there's all sorts. People want if you find any gold that's from like pre-Holy War, like they'll pay like the what's their face Joaquin will pay you quite a lot of money for recovering old gold.
Okay. Potential if we need money as well. But,
Yeah, it's dangerous though. It's
big risk.
hella dangerous.
Like,
Like
remember what happened when you
Risky.
faced through a horde of undead last time, Krusk? You
that
you
was,
died. You died, Krusk.
I'm a new man. You know.
Yeah, that was the
I
problem.
wouldn't
We had a
mind,
problem with
Even
that.
squishier.
And Thoradin has God strength now, so.
Yes, I do. We're even stronger than we were before.
Yes, but let's be smart, shall we? Okay.
Well, I mean, this is like a real plan B or something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
good to know. Also, I
Okay.
might go there in the epilogue as well. So.
I think this
plan
plan could be
M for money.
I was thinking
Yeah.
X for with
Yeah,
X. Why?
Expert, no. Just no.
X for fuck no.
Yeah, so Arg gets hands over the writ that basically either details out 25,000 to the JC or 10,000 to the JC and 15,000 to Nadia, depending on whichever split when you're collecting the money wants to split it by. He collects city from Krusk. Hopefully,
No, wait. I don't think this is necessary. I think we can keep him with us now.
If we get ambushed by Bane's agents, do you really want City in the firing line?
I mean,
Of
it
something like
our last fight wasn't even safe enough for Olva to participate in.
Yeah.
All right. Sadly, hand him over.
I'm sorry, Krusk, but I believe for now it's the safest place for him.
Thanks for looking after him. Don't worry, I'll be teleporting straight over as soon as we're done with all this business.
I'm sure you will. Arg looks over at Nathaniel. Nathaniel, are you gonna stick around, or do you want to come with? Nathaniel looks at Nadia. Nadia.
I mean, you're always welcome to join the JC, Nathaniel.
Well, I'll stay for today, but unfortunately I still think we can get some more teleportation circles in the interim. And I think we're best suited there. Argyle, I'll meet you in the city, but for today I'll stay, or for this evening I'll stay.
Fair enough.
And so Arg picks up city, picks up his bag with Bok's body in, and teleports away, leaving yourselves, Nathaniel, and the two people, and Amalia and Percy from Clan Stonestake with you.
Okay.
So, what would you like to do?
Wow. What time? I guess the first question is, what time is it?
Well, it's probably by now. probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. After like it was fairly early in the morning when it first started, but over the course of like the fighting, back and forth,
Yeah.
getting here, investigating, and like you're all tired now,
Mm.
it's all probably elongated into this afternoon, evening.
I mean, we probably can't just teleport back to the Port of Eldath without, booking a slot. You can always try, I guess, see if there is one.
I mean, we might
I
as well
thought we
do
had to
one.
wait anyway because Krusk's too tired to teleport.
Ah, yes. Oh, we can just go
Yeah.
to
Wait.
the...
Got
Well,
wait overnight.
Shall we just, like, get out of here? Travel for, like, an hour out of here? Go
Oh,
to
I
the
don't
hut?
know. This is quite a good spot.
Go to the house?
There's fire already set up.
We have a house.
Tents
We have a
set up.
house.
Yeah, okay, yes, I know we have a house. It's fine.
I don't-
I want to stay here for a little while.
Okay.
It's okay, Talari. She said a little while, not all night.
Okay.
You guys can go into the house.
Oh, we can't without all of us, I don't put it in.
You
'cause-
can take me off the key.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to come back out
Larry's
then,
like, yes,
won't we?
please.
Yeah. Okay.
Another person
Okay.
to not worry about.
Okay.
Are we all gonna have to come back out though? Because
Probably,
hard to
yeah, but
sleep if I get woken up. So
You
Yeah,
can
kind of-
come out in the morning.
so a little while is 8 hours. Is that okay then?
That works for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That's
I'm
fine by
not
me, yeah.
leaving. I'm not leaving Nadia out here on her own for the whole night. So it's not happening.
I mean,
Nadia points
And then-
behind her, 3 members of her clan. I mean, you guys can go in that. I mean, if they let you in the house, you guys can go in the house if you like. But you can also stay out here. Like, you don't have to hang around with me.
It's kind of like a JC house, I don't know.
Ask, for fuck's sake.
I mean, if Nadia wants to spend...
Hospitality, Krusk.
We did work for that house. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
Hospitality, Krusk.
Oh, you have Talari, so Talari doesn't mind.
The house is big enough. We can imagine more rooms if need
I was
be.
about to say there's
Can we?
literally.
The house is as
more
big as we
room
want it to be.
capability.
So if we want to
Yeah.
make it more rooms, or if I don't know, if your tribe prefer to,
It's huge, Talari.
yeah, we can make it bigger if need be.
Like tribe
to make
corner.
it bigger. It's enormous.
Well,
Oh,
if you
no,
want your
but-
clan, if you want your tribe to
Not
come,
my entire clan.
No, but,
It's
no, but
2 of us.
no, but
we
yeah,
can
but
just, do you do? I turn.
Do
to
you want to go in
companions.
the
Do you
house, or do you want to
go
stay
into the
out here
house?
all night?
they're like, please leave us out of it. We're staying with Nadia.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Sorry. I'm sorry. They're always like this.
Okay.
Krusk looks like quite relieved.
Talari's not
So
showing
much
her relief. She's
hospitality.
trying not to show her relief at the moment.
I don't believe you guys. That's just downright rude.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
just
you know,
doing.
they're
I'm
not-
just
they're not
doing
part-
drow hand signals to Cross, saying, "Dude, what the fuck?"
I mean, they're just not part of the JC.
We'll remove
Nadia's
Nadia.
family.
We'll remove
Big.
Nadia from the key so she can spend the night with her tribe. I'm sure they've got a lot of catching up to do, and we can go sleep in the house where it's nice and warm
Yes.
and clean.
I shoot Nadia a look. I'm kind of like, "Oh, I taught you drow hand signals," and I just go, "Do you want to be alone?"
I mean, you guys, you can stay here if you want. Nadia's just gonna reply out loud because she has no idea what Desi is on about.
I've shown you drow hands. I have taught you all drow.
Yeah,
you. Right.
Why are we doing hand signals, Desi? They make my head hurt.
Okay, fine. Just checking if you wanted to be alone with your brother and tribe people. Sorry, apologies, Percy and Mariel.
I mean,
Amalia.
Malia, whatever it is.
Close enough, to be fair. You've heard it once. I have a worse memory than that. So,
I'm really
yeah.
shocking with names. I just want to be very clear. I'm amazed I remembered Percy, so I have to apologize.
Percy Pig.
True.
We traveled for weeks with one guy, and I completely got his name wrong constantly. He get very, very angry with me about it.
Which guy?
that sellsword dude, I can't remember his name right now either.
Krusk has like a look of like deep thought on his face.
You,
Can't even
you mean
remember that he
No,
exists, so you're
I
doing
mean,
better than him, Desi. You're doing better than him.
his name was
Began with an
Elias,
M.
by the way? Just in, you know.
Elias, I'm sure it began
Elias.
with an M. I
No,
don't think
no, it
Elias.
was Elias.
There was other
It's-
sellswords you worked with, to be fair.
Well, Elias was that first one, you know, in the undead.
The undead.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which-
Elias was the chap we met in
I remember I always
They're
had to
high.
give him bad luck.
Thingy
Krusk,
Heights.
Krusk
No, I
just-
did. I
Krusk
did
just
give him
shakes
bad
his
luck.
head
Yeah.
and says, "I have no memory of any Elias."
Oh.
It was definitely an M.
Oh, it's pre Ukrusk.
Oh, that's true. You have died
Different
since then.
version, yeah.
Shit. I had a train of thought and it has completely gone.
Look, fuck. You have some tribe time.
I'm
sure you have a
staying
lot to
out
catch up
here
on.
because I have a fucking declaration to make. So you can stay and watch if you want, but it'll probably be helly boring. Or you
Sounds
can go and
pretty-
sit in the house.
It sounds pretty intense. Yeah, I'll just go to the
I'll go.
house.
I'll go in the house.
Yeah, don't intrude.
I
Yeah.
just turned to Krusk for a minute. I'm just like, are you sure? Because this sounds like some paladin shit, and you eat that shit up.
Wait, is this a Paladin thing? I thought this was just like a Nadia thing.
It's not like a declaration.
What's
like
the
That's what
difference?
you do. Oathing, like that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You do.
You know, Nadia, I would really love to stay, but I'm really tired.
You can't stay up all night, Krusk, because you're supposed to be teleporting us fucking around
Yeah,
the whole
that's
damn
true.
continent tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
I need a good night's
Just-
rest.
You
I need to be in my bed.
should probably go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
But you know, if you want to come do the declaration inside, that's cool. That's totally cool.
There's a reason I'm staying out here. You can't make a meaningful declaration like that in that place.
Krusk looks quite offended. What's wrong with the JC house?
It's horrible.
Oh, that's just mean.
It's comfort. It's
This house
luxury.
She
is fun.
literally likes the outdoors and
horrendous.
nature.
Yeah, but then why didn't she just make the outdoors nice? It's based on what we want.
Yeah, you can camp in the house.
You can camp outside if the house is such a pain.
Guys,
Look
it's
at
a
this and
fake
smearing
place.
red paint all down her face.
I just think it's the JC house. You know, I just don't understand why they hate.
Okay, that's it. Right, fuck this. I'm making the decision for them. These guys cannot stay for this situation at all.
So
Okay,
who am I taking off the
let's
key?
take you off the key. We're going to go. We're going to leave you in peace to make your declaration that I'm sure is incredibly honorable and you really want to do right now with some peace.
Yeah, this has been like involved far more discussion than it ever needed.
Okay, key.
Key.
Come on.
Key.
Take me off the
Take it,
damn
take it off the-
key. We can stay out
Right.
here.
As soon as
Okay, I'm
Nadia's
just-
off the key, she's opening the door.
Right,
Yeah,
and I'm
cut-
just shoving
Ow, yeah.
Krusk in.
Krusk is like, wait, I think we should talk about. Oh.
No, fucking get in the house.
The idea of Desi like grabbing Thoradin and Krusk and storming it off.
By the ears. One down. So come on.
Although, if you grab Thoradin and Krusk by the ears, you'd have to reach up down for Thoradin.
Yeah, I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm like this.
Oh, what do you want me to do about their bodies? Oh.
No,
They were decapitated. It was fine. It's fine.
So, Nadia, the floor is yours. Now at peace. Without everyone else.
Fucked off, and she's like, they are always like this.
Wow, how do you not like get a head? How do you not have headaches all the time?
I do have Nathaniel. You know, I have a headache all the time. Like I always have a headache all the time. They are just an extension of the goddamn headache. And they're not that bad. They're alright, really. But we can't do anything without arguing about it for a good 5 minutes and then deciding on the first suggestion we came up with anyway. It's all good.
Man, that's chaos of a tribe. Oof.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah, and then we try another suggestion, and it doesn't work, and so we default back to plan A. Just shag everything. I will now attempt to calm down and actually tell you guys what Nadia is planning on doing. She's probably spending most of this time, like, just chatting to Nathaniel and the others because catching up with stuff with people
Yeah.
you've known all your life, you know. But she's gonna move, like, she's probably going to move the fuck out of candle of the bodies for a start. Like, you're going to make basically, she's going to make herself a clear space, like roughly in the middle of the camp. And then she's going to spend most of the night collecting stones for Cairn. Making a bunch of, like, making some torches. She spent most of the last few evenings, like, carving a little wooden bowl out of a piece of wood she's picked up. She's got to finish doing that. This is why she said a while. It's gonna take her most of the night. And when she's got all the bits that she wants, she's gonna, actually create the cairn I have made. If you want to see what it looks like, I have made a picture. Now I'm just gonna have to find it. Matt, no, I found it. I was gonna say, Matt, I sent it to you a minute ago, but I have now found it. There you go. I've put it in the chat. She's building a little cairn, 2 torches, and a bowl in the front, and has topped it with, like, he's going to take the skull of the Acanaloth that she took off of Thoradin, clean it so it is a skull, split it down the middle, paint the gap with her red paint. Very dramatic. Put that on the top. Light the torches. Fill the bowl with water. Like, it's not very big, so in order to be, like, next to it, she's got to, like, properly kneel down. And she is, for once, perfectly serious. Puts her hands on the cairn and says, I will seek out those who threaten the safety and balance of this realm. Wherever I find them, I will stop them. I will never accept their aid. I will never accept their hospitality, and I will never refuse to aid against them. I will hold myself ready to do this duty for as long as I am able. It will be my purpose, and nothing will turn me away from it. Anything dramatic happen, GM?
You feel a stirring of the wind build around you as you're saying it, and the flames dim ever so slightly, but then they burn brighter afterwards, and the wind, and then they change color, so they're no longer a red, but actually they match the a blue. That's it's like a faint blue intent in them, but that was still, so it's blue in the center that fades out to orange of the flames, and they give off no heat. They give off they don't pay any attention to the wind around them. That seems to be sustained by Nadia, not sustained by yourself, Nadia. You are somehow sustaining the flames that you've built here from the cairn.
She stays there for a little while, and then she gets up in the awkward way that you do when you've been, like, knelt down for too long, and went, oh, that feels weird.
Wow,
Like, really weird. I think it
Sh-
worked.
Yeah, it looks like it. Some strong words there, Nadia.
Well, told her all about it. Now we can go to bed. It's probably like 5 in the morning at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. You.
I only get a short rest.
Yeah. But you don't gain, as the 24 hours elapsed for you. You don't gain exhaustion because you've from the pool of Eldath you restored your exhaustion effectively.
What?
So you don't gain exhaustion anyway for not having a rest.
Okay.
Even though you're taking a short rest now. But cool. So when morning comes around for everybody. You all, unless there's anything anyone wants to do, or inside your interplanar home.
No, I think Talari will be going straight to bed.
Yeah,
She
same
is,
with Krusk.
She is very tired
Yeah.
from the ordeal.
Yeah, that's cool. So yep. So in the morning, when you'll leave, you will leave your interplanar home and re-enter the mortal realm. You see this Cairn. Nadia and Nathaniel and Amani and Percy have they're not immediately visible to you as you first come in.
You can probably see the back of Nadia's tent somewhere.
Yeah, you look around. Oh, there's Nadia over there. But you see the Cairn that seems looks like Nadia's built, with the Arcana at the top, and the flames still burning brightly as if they were first lit. Blue flames inside, expanding back out to orange. This is you can assume this is what Nadia's been up to over the course of this evening, or why they didn't want to leave. And then Nadia, you'll get awakened. Ulva wakes you up to let you know that everyone's back, and
Mm. Morning.
you're all back together. It is the morning. You all successfully long rested, apart from Nadia.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm feeling much
that was
better.
great.
I'm gonna cast. What should I cast? I'll cast a firebolt just for fun. I'll shoot up in the sky.
Wow.
You okay?
Bloody
just feeling
hell,
good.
Krusk.
Just feeling pretty good, you know.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I'd done that before Krusk, and it didn't end well. So
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah,
Shooting us
actually,
off.
Gus, that's a really good fucking point. Don't start shooting shit at places you
Yeah.
don't know where they're hitting.
That doesn't end well.
We'll have a roasted bird fall back down.
Oh, he's having dinner, I
I mean,
guess.
breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah, speaking
True.
of breakfast, shall we?
Have you
Should
not
we head up?
had breakfast?
I'm sure we already had it.
Yeah, we
in
would have had
Spain now.
breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
You've got a whole
Oh.
kitchen in there, man.
Full English, yeah.
We had breakfast, yes, but what about
Buffet.
second
Oh,
breakfast?
Oh, it's in my pocket, Krusk. You know, gotta bring a snack for the journey.
Oh,
I don't want
Apple
anything
plan.
to eat that has been in your pockets, Thoradin, with the things
Hey,
you
man.
keep in your bag of
I would
holding.
say there's better in his pocket than it is in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
True,
well,
true,
yeah.
very true.
Yeah, I'm clean up to a point. You know,
To a point.
Up
Yeah.
to
got
a
some
point.
sort of
Okay.
decency.
A little bit of decency.
I'm not gonna lie, the fact that you added up to a point is what worries me.
We all know what point he isn't,
Yeah.
right? And that's stuffing heads in that damn bag of holding.
But his beard, immaculate.
Exactly.
Such good hair.
Gotta look
Softest
good.
thing going.
Yeah.
Priorities, priorities.
But
Just
we
gotta go in my
recovered
room.
from the acid many months ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jeez.
So, Nadia, do you need to do anything else? You all done? Okay.
Cool.
Good.
Are
Did you-
your
Actually have breakfast, but I can have breakfast on the road if you guys want to leave.
Well, no, I feel like you should deserve breakfast. You look a little tired.
Yeah. When did we go to bed? Like
Few
3 hours ago.
Hours? Yeah,
Yeah.
hours. The
Not long
handful of them.
enough.
Nathaniel, you're doing incredibly well for only a few hours sleep.
Well, it's not my first rodeo.
are your
Isn't the
tribe
first time we've done this.
are your tribe people, friends,
Mm.
family coming with us? Or are they going to be making their own way?
No,
Are you going back to the thing?
we'll be meeting back up with Ark again to see if we can find any more teleportation circles that
For
are
circle hunting.
unlicensed.
Mm.
There's of the ones we have found. The two that we found with Ark both seem to have been set up by someone who ordered things in bulk. Which, if bulk the Warforged is anything to go by, it seems that it was not a they try to hide their deeds at all, which is a bit of a weird one. But oh well. So hopefully we may be able to find a few more. some of these teleportation circles were very old, so I would be surprised if the mage was still alive for one of them, but the other one maybe they were. But it seems if Bulk's been around for this long, maybe they're the central key to this whole thing, rather than the individual mages that they bring along.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Best of luck to your endeavors as well, and I'll hope you all do well and stay safe.
Thank you for your service.
And for the
Thank you
goals.
as well.
Exactly.
I put a hand clasp out to Nathaniel,
Yeah, he shakes
and
hands.
I bring him in just a little bit closer and just go, "Don't worry, she's the sane one." And then I let go. I
And
walk
like
away.
he goes like
It's
she always
like-
has. She always has been.
You know that's a lie.
Compared to these guys, yes, you
Oh
always
yeah,
have been.
good point. Good point. Actually, good point.
Whoa, whoa, what are you trying to say there?
Who's saying what?
Too
Sorry.
much. Saying
Too-
too much. And gets together with the other two, gives Nadia a big hug.
Hugs all round.
Hugs all around.
Big hugs.
And steps back and like claps onto the two and then teleports away.
Right.
And it's just you guys now.
So should we make our way to the, or should we teleport to the port of
Yeah.
Eldath?
So, Krusk, you totally like booked in last night,
Yeah.
this morning. Yeah, good. Double checking because sometimes you can forget that kind of
I
thing.
reminded him when we,
Yeah,
Yeah, totally did.
Good.
But I'd marked it. Don't worry.
That's...
Yeah.
Are we
so-
like going right now, or?
Do
Yeah,
you want
no reason.
breakfast in an inn or do you want breakfast out here?
Well, don't you have a time slot to go to?
within the next hour.
Next
You've got
hour.
about an hour.
But we could go
You
now.
know
It's
what?
within the next hour, right? So, yeah,
We can
could
go now, and I can eat breakfast in Eldathport.
cool.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Finishes rolling the tent up.
yeah, you sort your lives out and teleport over to the port of Eldath.
Sort of
And
like that.
you're ta-da, bang, you're in.
Ta-da!
Hey. How did we live without teleport circles before?
And you're in the
Longer to get
Very long
places.
journeys and very sore feet.
Yeah.
Tied a horse,
You
tied
rode
horse.
in the back cart.
Sorry, you're absolutely right. Very sore bottom.
Yes. That's
No,
it.
those are dark days. I can't do
He
that.
rode literally for Desi. She's like, can't deal with the sun, so she's got to hide in the back of the covered car.
It's surprising that I go into fights so often because I'm a fragile being.
I could have taken teleport, but I actually thought because this world has got such a good travel network, I don't really need it. I might as well.
There's no risk in their mishap, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Mhm.
I take the risk. So I took something else.
Yeah, makes sense.
While
Like,
we're
Nashri,
here,
we needed teleport.
I mean, teleport's good for if it's not got a circle. Like that's the
Yeah.
only.
Yeah, but because
Yeah.
this world's got such a good network. Like,
and
there's-
because you've got to have been there before, don't you?
Yeah,
We'll
that's
have
the
a
other
very
thing,
good
I
idea
don't
of it,
really
So
get-
yeah.
you're quite
Yeah.
limited.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I visit anywhere to get a good idea, then I may as well just get the circle there. So
Yeah, unless it's off the beaten track, I guess. But
yeah,
the circles have got more utility, I would agree.
Yeah.
Nadia's going to say, while we're here, I think we should go and say thank you.
Agreed.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I don't see.
Yes.
Oh
What?
no.
We're
Eldath.
going to
Eldath.
go and say thank you to
Nice.
Eldath for saving our bacon
And
4
revive.
times.
And she revived myself and Desi.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
we'd be dead right now. So
4 times.
So yes, I
Yeah.
think that's a.
We owe her the thanks at the very least.
Yeah.
she has a statue here, right?
Well, they have a church that's a pool of
Church that's like a pool of water in it.
wonderful pool of
Ooh,
water
yeah.
that's like a hot spring almost that priests serve to wash the needy and look after them.
To the church.
To the church.
Yep.
So after the church you go. And there's a priest of Eldath there. They are a female half-orc.
Oh.
They greet you. It's like, hello, welcome. Do you wish to? How can I be of service to you all today?
Offerings does Eldath appreciate?
Well, if you want to make an offering to Eldath, Eldath appreciates a volunteer to help the needy around and in the pool here. Also, planting in the gardens, also a good aspect for Eldath. Also, just to be fair, frankly, peaceful meditation, time spent without a drawn sword or weapon, in peaceful meditation is also offerings aplenty for Eldath.
Desi rubs her hands together the minute she says something about planting in the gardens and just goes, be right back.
Yeah, Krusk is also kind of keen on the planting, I think. So he's going to much more slowly after Desi.
I will.
What kind of plants can I
Go
plant?
like a full plant, like farmer style.
Yeah. I shall.
So Desi's going
He's
somewhere.
punching the
Going-
ground.
Yeah.
Well, if we will get to that, if you
Flurry of blows, just like planting.
well,
Flurry
we'll,
of blows to seedlings. I think you've generally got to be a little more gentle with small plants.
we'll get to that. Who else? So, what else would people like to do off the discussed planting?
Talari will help the needy,
Cool. Talari's
but she's like going in
helping
full
people.
like nurse mode, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's not. You're not even thinking about it. It's
Basically,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
half your brain shut off, which is automatic.
Essentially, yeah. That's how she gets through get through
Talari's
it.
in work mode.
Basically, she's in work mode now. Yes.
So Nadia, Thoradin.
Nadia will probably stay with Talari, actually.
Okay.
She needs a lot more instruction than Talari does.
Talari's trained like, you know, new medics, so she'll sort of guide Nadia
Most
if she needs
places
it.
like that have orderlies and stuff who are like
Yeah.
not like super learned in medical matters, but are there to help with everything else. So yeah, probably.
That's fine. And Thoradin, what would
Apply pressure. You know,
He's just gonna go up to the priest and say, you got any trees you need cutting down, and
No.
any strong work.
the best offering you can make to Eldath is to do nothing. To sit in quiet meditation with nothing but your thoughts of peace.
That sounds like bliss. He's just
Something-
gonna chuck off his clothes, cannibal into that into the
Into the
water.
lake.
Not the most peaceful entrance there, Thoradin.
That's his style.
Meant to keep it calm.
Big and loud.
Yeah.
Thoradin has
he'll
never been a
relax.
calm man.
When the hot water hits all his
Yeah.
muscles, you kind of relax into it.
To be fair, he has got more muscles than most people. They obviously need
does.
more relaxing.
Yeah.
He does. Okay. So, with Thoradin, so you get guided to basically like the quiet meditation part of the baths, as it were. There's a handful of people who basically try and do the same thing. It's like it's warm. It's not the hottest water, but it's warm. It's purposely like cut off from. There's like a little grove of trees that you have to go through, so it's fairly quiet, and it's literally people quiet, in silence,
Okay.
and just encouraging like people to be like in a to contemplate the peace around them. For Talari and Nadia, so you get guided to basically like a group of people who are also like facilitating the help and wants of the needy. You are just guided around just like the proper care aspects of just making sure the clothes are changed and washed. For Nadia, at first, you're probably more guided to washing the clothes more than like
That's
actual
something
helping.
she absolutely knows how to do.
Exactly, they guide you to where you're going to be most proficient, realistically. but you're still providing the service for the people who need it there. For Krusk and for Deszeldmiir, unfortunately not here, but oh well. Basically, Deszeldmiir, they basically go in at a mile a minute at first, and they're basically told, no, it's purposeful, it's contemplative planting. You can't get through it quickly because Eldath does nothing quickly. So lots of encouragement for the Deszeldmiir to slow down, which Krusk, I'm sure you also are able to match like the contemplative pace of it.
Yeah, I mean, Krusk would probably just be focusing on like one plant, to be honest.
Yeah,
Taking notes on
exactly.
it.
You get told you're too quick, you gotta slow down. And every time you try to go too quick, you're like, no, slow down, slow down, slow down.
So it's just
Slow,
so hard.
slow down, slow down, please.
Okay.
It's
Right.
remember, with peace, purpose with peace, purpose with peace, purpose with peace,
Slow
purpose
down,
with peace,
slow down.
purpose. And so you do so. And so next time on the Ascendant Lands, can you get in contact with Gel, and are they willing to meet under your current offerings? Will you be able to make the trades? And if so, to what success could it go? Who knows until next time on the Ascendant Lands.